David B. Haight shows up as my mission president. And David B. Haight, the week before I come home from my mission, we're on the River Clyde in Barton, Scotland. And I'm going to go home in a week, and I've been working closely with him for 6 months. And he goes up the side and stands there and said, "Jim, you're going home in a few days. Here's what I want you to do. If you'll do this exact thing in this order, I promise you you'll be success in life, and more than successful, you'll be happy." Do you want to be happy? Yeah, I do want to be happy. Then do it my way, and I'll tell you how to do it. And he gave me the formula for success. We've combined that a little bit over time to where we teach it now as David B. Haight and a little bit additions, but here's the formula real quick. 1, get up early. Every successful person I know is an early riser. 2, work hard. You got to go to work. The mission taught us how to do that. Mom and Dad taught us how to do that. There's no free lunch. No free lunch. 3, get your education. You got to go to school. You got to read good books. You got to talk to mentors. You got to get people. You surround yourself with people that are educating you. So you've got something that you've obviously, in the process of doing that, step number 4 will happen. You'll find your oil. You'll find what you're good at. Read your patriarchal blessing. It'll give you some hints. But in the process of your education and reading books and going on missions and doing things, you'll discover where your talents are. So you'll find your oil. And then what do you do with it? Number 5, you make your mark. You go become really good at something, really good. And then when you get through with that, then number 6, and the biggest point, this is success. Number 6 is the happiness. Give back. Get prepared to give back. Take what you've got. Do all this with the intent to help build the kingdom, build a better world, help other people. If you do all of this with the intent to make you look good and make you successful, and it's all for me so I have more things, then all it'll do is Book of Mormon 101 steps in, and I become prideful, and my very success will destroy me. He said, but do this with the intent to help others, and you'll stay humble enough that probably you'll make it in this life. But you got to do this. Heavenly Father wants you to be successful, but you do it with the intent to build a better world, build a better kingdom, help other people. So that's a great lesson I learned on my mission from my first zone leader, priest, from Marion Tree that got me there, priest, and then all of a sudden from a future apostle who taught me the purpose of why we're doing all these things in life and why we're trying to be successful. I came home with that confidence that I knew I had a plan now. Heavenly Father had given me the plan through my mission, through David Haight, to know how to go make that happen. And so then we end up in California. We finally decided in 1978, after 11 years of working, putting the formula to work, we had all this stuff now, we're being successful. And I go to David Haight's office one day as an apostle now, and I say, should we really go do this? I'm a bishop, and I'm a Chamber of Commerce president, and all this stuff we got. Should I really leave all that and go off on this little mini mission to teach seminary in Simi Valley, California? He says, remember the formula. And I said, yes. And he said, then go do it. He said, that's what you're supposed to do, is go help build the kingdom. And so we took off to California. In the process of that, we ran into another man, talking about mentors again, another man named Hiram Smith, who was a young mission president of Ventura Stake, Ventura Mission, and I was now stake president eventually in Simi Valley. And so I meet this man, and eventually he comes to Virginia and helps train our missionaries, and then we come back from our mission. He says, would you come and help me build this little company? And so we do. We go help this little company called Franklin International Institute, eventually Franklin Quest, eventually Franklin Covey. And we start from scratch in 1989. And in 1992, we go public. In 1994, it's $1 billion company. Now, I tell you that because it was so fun to help build that company, but it was built around the program of what Hiram Smith, the great-great-grandson of the Hiram Smith, and one of the most proficient speakers and communicators and trainers on the planet. And he, in fact, he's in the process of dying right now. He's in the last few months of his life with a serious stage 4 cancer. But he invited me to come and help build this company. But the reason I want to share the story is because he taught me one of the great lessons of life. And he's the most abundant mentality I've ever met. Here's a man that had this believed there was always more than enough to share everywhere. Every single secretary, every single person that helped him build that company up to that 1992 when he went public on Wall Street, Every single person that helped him do that had received along the way a few shares of stock that when Merrill Lynch took us public multiplied 80 times, and $16 went to $40, and eventually every one of those people became millionaires just from the abundant mentality of one person who believed that he had enough that he could help everybody else to get there too. Great, great example of a human being who taught us all about the abundant mentality. And I be forever grateful because it works. The program really works. We really do. Heavenly Father wants us to be successful, step 1 through 5, with the intent to give back and to help other people. And the more success we have here with our time or our talents or our treasure, any one or all three of those are things that we have that if we make them work and then give back and produce this abundant mentality to help the rest of the world also learn how to be successful.